Yeah. What's up, booktube family? Cousin Five back with another video, and as y'all can tell from the title, I got my first book haul. This is kind of like super exciting for me because I don't really buy books in hauls. You know what I mean? I would have bought one, two at a time, but this time I bought 10. 10 books that fill up this box right here. You know? So I'm super excited. I got a bunch of books that I've seen in some videos and some books that I just kind of looked up and found that I might like. So I'm excited to share with y'all what books I got. So let's get right into it. The first book that I'm starting out with is The Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. And it's a book that I kind of forgot about, if I'm gonna be honest. But once I seen it, I knew that it was something that I wanted to read again because it is a great book. And it's basically about a guy named Willie Loman. He's an older fella, and he doesn't like change. Everything around him is changing. Life's changing around him. Society's changing, and he's getting older, and he's having a hard time like dealing with that. So basically this book is like a montage of his dreams, of confrontations he's had, and other things that has happened in his life that are encompassed in his last 24 hours. So this book is kind of sad, but it's a great read nonetheless. So I'm excited to get back into it. Next, we got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. If you watch my BookTube newbie tag, you would know that this is the book that really got me back into reading. I love this book. I love this book. I love this motherfucking book. It's set in the 1920s. And it's about a man named Jay Gatsby, who's a millionaire, who's pretty much chasing the love of his life, quotations. Her name is Daisy Buchanan, but she is a married woman. You know what I mean? So it's basically going on his escapades and having these large parties and doing things to try and get Daisy, And the cool thing about this book too is that it's written in like narrator form by this other character named Nick Calloway, who moved to New York where Jay Gatsby is, and is kind of following him around and telling his story. So amazing book. Really can't wait to dive back into it. Get it if you don't got it. Next book we got is Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. This is a book that I seen in another content creator's video. His name's DJ Reads. If y'all don't know who that is, look him up. Amazing guy. Great videos. Funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I got this book from. And the way he described it, I'm dumb excited to read this book. I've heard a lot about S.A. Cosby and the type of books type of book he writes. So I'm super excited, and I don't really know much about this book, but we both gonna find out together. Once known as the best getaway driver east of the Mississippi, Beauregard Bug Montage has never stopped looking over his shoulder. He knows that no matter how long he has been out of the life, no one ever gets out completely. But now Bug is an honest mechanic and a loving husband and a hard-working dad. When his carefully built new life begins to crumble, a former associate comes calling with a can't-miss jewelry store heist. Bug feels he has no choice but to get back in the driver's seat, haunted by the ghost of who he used to be and the father who disappeared when he needed him most. Bug must find a way to navigate this blacktop wasteland or die trying. Yeah, I'm going to really get into this book because I feel like that hit home a little bit, Where I'm from, in the environment that I'm from, like people really get caught up in a certain type of life and then they get out of it. And when stuff start going bad, they revert right back to that life. You know what I'm saying? So that's a book that I was really going to hit home. So I'm excited to read that one for sure. This next one is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please correct me in the comments. But I don't really know where I've seen this book. I don't know why I grabbed it. It just gravitated towards me. It might be the cover art. I don't know if y'all can see that, but somebody peeking like through the house. From what I read, this book is a memoir about the author herself. And it's basically just about her meeting her ex-girlfriend and them kind of talking and, doing whatever with each other. But then she finds out that like the girl she's talking to like has a girlfriend. So she's essentially in an open relationship, which is kind of crazy. And then they tell each other like they can't fall in love. Like they can't fall in love. They can't do none of that. But how you think that's going to go? They're going to fall in love. Like, come on now. And has like a psychological twist because once they kind of fall in love and actually get connected, a lot of abuse starts from her ex-girlfriend. So I think this is going to be very emotion evoking. You feel me? I feel like this is going to evoke hella emotion up in me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been through nothing like that, but I can imagine, and I've seen it. So I'm interested to read this one for sure. Next up is a book that I don't think I would have ever picked up if I, didn't want to expand my genres. But it's, what is it? By Grand Central Station, I Sat Down and Wept by Elizabeth Smart. And I really just so happened to come across this book when I was looking up books on Goodreads and had a great rating, and I picked it up. I don't know, I think it was the title that really got to me. By Grand Central Station, I Sat Down and Wept. Like, who wouldn't want to read something titled that? Like, that sounds amazing, But I don't really know much about this book, honestly. And on the back it says, in lushly evocative language, Smart recounts her love affair with the poet George Barker with an operatic grandeur that takes in the tragedy of her passion, the suffering of Barker's wife, and the children the lovers conceived. Oh, shit. So basically it's a recount of her affair with the poet, you know what I'm saying? And just talking about the things that they were going through, the stuff that was going on with his wife, and shit, apparently the children they had. So this is going to be an interesting book. I definitely want to read it. This next book is, I put on this tough guy persona. You feel me? And I am tough, so don't try me. But I love me a good rom-com, you know what I'm saying? And this is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Like, I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I seen this, put it right in my cart. not even gonna front with you. This book is basically about a woman and a man who works at the same company, and they're fighting for a position. And they essentially like hate each other. And when I say hate, I mean not like I don't want to talk to you or I'm not gonna look at you. No, they hate each other. You feel me? But they get put up for the same position at the company. So now they're essentially battling each other for this position. But as they're battling, they kind of feel something different. And they don't know if it's a game that one another is playing with each other, but they might be falling for each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to read this one. This is actually one of the ones that I really want to read the most. So we going to get into it, and I'm going to let y'all know how it go. All right, so the next book is Sula by Toni Morrison. I've seen this book around booktube so much that I just couldn't ignore it. And really everybody talks about the author, Toni Morrison. Beautiful black woman. She's an amazing author, super thought-provoking, and can write a book with one sentence. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited to read this. I don't really know much about this book, but from the back it says, two girls who grow up to become women, two friends who become something worse than enemies. In this brilliantly imagined novel, Nobel Prize laureate Toni Morrison tells the story of Nell Wright and Sula Peace, who meet as children in the small town of Medallion, Ohio. Their devotion is fierce enough to withstand bullies and the burden of a dreadful secret. And it endures even after Nell has grown up to be a pillar of the black community and Sula has become a pariah. But their friendship ends in unforgivable betrayal, or does it? Terrifying, comic, ribald, and tragic, Sula is a work that overflows with life. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to read this one. I love reading books from black authors, and I want to get into more books from black authors, but this is definitely going to be a super good book, and I can't wait to read it. This next book is honestly a book that I kind of just got off of the cover. Look at that. That cool ass cover, man. But this is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. And again, if I mispronounced that, just correct me. And I got this, like I said, based off of the cover. I'm going to keep it a bean. I don't know nothing about this book, but I looked it up, and basically it's about two kids who feel like they aren't a part of their family. They feel like aliens put on planet Earth, and they just go around doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy, wild stuff. And I think it's going to be interesting. I really want to read this. we'll see how it goes. Next, we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Yes, I did look his name up to figure out how to say it. Don't judge me. I can't wait to read this book. I've seen this in a couple different places, and it's gotten some great reviews. Basically, it says, between life and death, there's a library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself. But things are about to change when she finds herself in the Midnight Library. She has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. But things aren't always as what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question: what is the best way to live? This is going to be one of the best books to read, I hope. Because this is something I feel like we all deal with as humans. We got things that we want to change about life. And apparently when you go to the Midnight Library, you can change it. You feel me? So, yeah, this is going to be a real good one. Let's get into it. But this last book is probably the top book that I wanted to read. And I made sure that this is the first book that I started to read. And you can tell I started to read it by my ghetto book cover. You know what I'm saying? But this is First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. This book right here, phenomenal. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm only 50 pages in, like 50 or so pages in. But this book made me feel like I got Netflix in my head, you know? I've been reading this book pretty much every day. And I don't be wanting to put it down. Like, I got other priorities and I got other stuff that I need to take care of. But this book has been on my mind since I started reading it. And basically, it's about this woman who leads like a secret life, and she goes and inserts herself into other men's lives, like men's lives, to take things from them, essentially, you know? And she's going on another mission, and she starts to fall in love with her mark, pretty much. And that can't happen, you know, because it's going to mess up her future, and her past could come back to haunt her. So this book pretty much got crazy twists and turns every other page. Definitely will keep you engaged, and I recommend it. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. Amazing book so far. I can't wait to finish it. That's the end of my book haul, man. I don't got no more books. I'm excited to read the books that I do have. If y'all have any more recommendations for me, just throw them in the comments, and I'll definitely see those and, you know, check them out, see if it's something I want to read. But thank y'all for watching. I just ask that y'all comment, like, and subscribe. And again, I'm coming with more videos. Stay fresh, fam. Peace.